Hi and welcome back to another video about AVConvert, and a new feature which I'm very proud of is lossless cropping, which means that you can change the aspect ratio of a video in arbitrary ratios from 1 to 70 up to 70 to 1. Any permutation of these is possible. So typically I'm recording in 16:9, and that's probably one of the most used aspect ratios in video. And so if we open up a video, an original one, this is the original clip from my camera, the raw video, unedited, with the camera sound and all settings exactly how it was recorded in the camera. So I just copied it over to the hard drive, all the others too. So what if I would like to give this video a slightly more cinematic touch by cropping it to a specific aspect ratio? Well, you could do it in a lot of video editors, probably. Would have to arrange it on a timeline, maybe with other video clips, and then start a cropping process and finally render the video, which would be time consuming and also not lossless. So we can achieve the same thing in a fraction of the time with AVConvert. So it's really kind of amazing that all this works. So we have a bunch of videos coming from my camera. It's 19 files, 1.5 gigabytes. So this is quite something. If you wanted to first concatenate this and losslessly, which would be virtually almost impossible to do in a typical video editor. And then in a second step, or even in the same step, you want to crop it to, let's say, an aspect ratio of 37 to 13. Well, it's possible in a few seconds in AVConvert. So first step would be, let's losslessly concatenate all files. We go into the losslessly trim and or concatenate videos submenu, and we are looking for the concatenation options, which are the 3C options. And the simplest one is concatenate all videos in directory. So AVConvert will now losslessly concatenate these. We can see it's happening at 10 times or 11 times, 12 times normal speed. It typically just the time it takes for a hard drive to copy 1.5 gigs, because AVConvert in a lossless process will just take the data from an input file untouched and put it into the output file and then append the data of the next video. They are all of the same kind, so all have the same media file parameters coming from the same camera, so they are all compatible and can easily be losslessly concatenated. We now have the concatenated version. No quality loss in terms of video quality and sound quality until now. We can even bring up the parameters of the video. We see 25 frames. We can see, well, that's the refresh rate of my monitor, 4K monitor. And that's the resolution of the video file, of the display. This is all display. So the monitor has 16:9 aspect ratio. And this is video parameters, 25 frames, so it's matching frame rate with the monitor, and it's now 16:9. typical 4K resolution, and original bitrate straight from the camera is 88 or 90 megabits per second. And audio format is WAV, PCM. Okay, so it's still the same parameters like in the original video clips, now just concatenated in no time with no quality loss. So that's already an achievement. But now if we want to add background music, we pick a music file, right-click it, and make it our music bed by clicking on memorize this file's name. Now AVConvert knows that whenever audio is concerned, it should pick this file as audio, and we will go ahead and right-click our concatenated video file, go to the losslessly mux video with audio submenu. Muxing is multiplexing, which is interleaving audio data with video data losslessly, and we pick the option MKV video with memorized audio file replace audio, which means that we will take the right-clicked audio file here and mux it, so interleave it with this original video, replacing the original camera's audio losslessly, and we can see this is done at 74 point something times speed. It's just the time it takes to copy it, and while copying it, replacing the audio data of the camera with this file. So we are ready to have our movie with pristine sound and untouched image quality. So the same process, you can probably imagine how long it will take to arrange all the fragments, all the clips in the timeline, and then putting the audio underneath it and render it. What we have done, however, is achieving all this with no quality loss in no time, and we can even try multiple versions because it's so fast. And now we can take it a step further, and this is actually the point of this video. We want to change the aspect ratio of this entire thing. So not for every video clip separately, but we take the already concatenated and muxed version with the new audio. We go back into the losslessly change aspect ratio or crop video submenu. And we care about option A, which is specify a new aspect ratio. Simple as that. So first thing is enter a new horizontal aspect ratio. So instead of, let's say, 16 for 16 by 9, which wouldn't change anything, we type in 37. We could go up to 70, hit enter, and we enter a new vertical aspect ratio. Instead of 9, which is the current one, we type in 13 and hit enter, and add 20 times speed, 22, 23 times speed. So just copying data. We create a new video with our audio already included with an aspect ratio of 37 by 13. So have fun doing that in a video editor. And now we play it back and we see there are no black borders. We see my desktop shining through. Only if I make it full screen, we can see the typical cinematic effect of a widescreen look. which we now got losslessly, which is quite remarkable, I'd say. And well, the options we get by this is not only can we achieve any arbitrary aspect ratio we want, we can also, because it's so fast, come up with different versions in no time. So this looks pretty decent for this type of video. Nothing relevant is cropped at the top or the bottom, so we don't lose any meaningful content by cropping it to this aspect ratio. And if I bring up the properties, we can see it's now approaching 2.2 to 1 70mm film aspect ratio. And yeah, well, we can see this easily because 37 by 13 is roughly a little bit more than 2 times. But it's just an example. So if we want to try something else, yeah, then why not? It's so fast, we can do it several times. I'll have to go back into the losslessly change aspect ratio or crop. Again, hit option A, specify new aspect ratio for video. And let's pick whatever, 45 by, enter, by 20. Might be roughly the same aspect ratio again. Let's see. Yeah, not quite, but I on purpose picked now some strange values which you would probably not pick in a regular situation. But just to give you an idea, this is 45 by 20 in a matter of seconds, losslessly. Keep that in mind. So we are very close to AVConvert 2.0 by 1. And since videos are encoded in blocks of 8 pixels, it will not always be on the pixel precise, because yeah, it has to be rounded to 8 pixels to make sense in the video encoding world. You can do this as many times as you want. You can even crop an already cropped video to get some kind of zooming effect. And the cool thing is, as you can see, all files have identical file size, which indicates they're essentially the same, so it's lossless. But it's also indicating that all the cropped portions are still inside this video. They're just not shown by the player. This is the trick. So the player now thinks it has been cropped and it's only playing this allowed portion of the video. So what we are going to do now is undoing our cropping by going into the cropping menu, submenu again, and crop with the currently, or we could reactivate the default cropping, which is no cropping at all. And we go ahead and do that by cropping using the currently custom crop settings, which is default. Let's go ahead and do that. And funnily, so we crop this cropped video, which was smaller in size, in visible size, than 4K resolution, but it cropped it back to this 4K resolution, and what we see is the original video, including the already cropped parts of it. So we just losslessly undid cropping video footage. This is possible in AVConvert. This can be a convenience or it can be like a curse, but you have to know that the cropped portion is always still present as data in the video file. That's why they are all the same size. It's just not shown by the video player. However, as soon as you upload a cropped video like this to YouTube, whatever, or perform some recompression on it, where it needs to be recompressed, like resizing, whatever, overlaying stuff, this crop will get burned into it forever. So there's no undo then after that point to get this missing information back. But as long as it's still in this state, just cropped, we can undo the crop. That's important to know, and this is quite a fascinating thing. So I really performed, as you can see from the file name, I really performed the uncrop from this cropped file, and what we get back, if we crop it to the full 4K dimensions, is we get back the entire video. It's cool to know that this is even possible, and it's possible losslessly. So these are some quite astonishing new features in AVConvert that you can crop to any aspect ratio. Let's go ahead and do it once again for not a widescreen look this time, but rather narrow down the look of the video. Let's go for 4:3 look, old television look. Just copying over data from the concatenation file into this one, which is now 4:3, as we can see. We will get, if I make it full screen, we will get the black pillar box around it. So we get this look if we want to have it for some reason. And it's lossless and it's extremely fast, so you can try out things, whatever we want. Just pick, let's go for something very crazy. Let's go for 67 by 7. Never saw this aspect ratio, but it's probably an aspect ratio which had been used somewhere in television or photography or cinema, and this is what it looks. Let's see if it indicates unknown. Yeah, that's roughly 3:1 aspect ratio. If it's not really exact, yeah, it's exactly 3:1. Probably an aspect ratio which has already been used in cinema or film or TV. Very narrow, obviously, and I didn't film it with this in mind. But yeah, we can get it losslessly, and if I don't make it full screen, we can see that no black borders have been added. And yeah, that was the point of this video, to show you the fascinating world of arbitrary aspect ratio in a lossless way. Hope you have fun with this. See you next time. Bye bye.